Hey y'all, this is the Variety Kid. So as y'all probably know if you follow Apple stuff, the iPhone 14 Plus hasn't been doing very good in terms of sales. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what they should have done or what they can do to fix this problem. And I think this could make at least some sort of difference in terms of the sales for the iPhone 14 Plus. So as you can see here, when comparing the prices of the iPhone 14 Plus to the iPhone 14 Pro, the iPhone 14 Plus is only $100 cheaper than the iPhone 14 Pro, which is a big reason why it is dominated, in this case by the iPhone 14 Pro, because as y'all probably know, the iPhone 14 Pro is a much better phone for just $100 more. Because of this, and I actually mentioned that and I actually talked a little bit about this in my video on what I'd change about the 2022 iPhones, but I really feel like I mean, as I said I would in that video, I feel like the iPhone 14 starting price should be $749, and the iPhone 14 Plus starting price should be $849. I know that would only create a $150 gap between the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro, which, as I said, has some pretty significant advantages over the 14 Plus. But however, I don't really know if like $699 would be feasible. And at the time, I did consider making or giving it only a $150 price difference, given that I wasn't planning on having given that I wasn't planning on having anywhere near as many differences between the iPhone 14 Plus and the iPhone 14 Pro. And as for what I do with the rest of the lineup, I don't really know if I would like lower like the iPhone 13 or the prices of the older models. Or on one hand, I feel like I might lower the the iPhone 13, iPhone 13 mini, and iPhone 12 by $50. However, on the other hand, because the iPhone 14 wasn't a really big upgrade, part of me feels like it wouldn't like really be or it really wouldn't be that bad of an idea to have only a $50 price difference between the iPhone 13 and iPhone 14. If I do lower the if I do lower the other iPhones by $50, I don't really know I don't really know what I would do with the iPhone SE 2020. On one hand, I'm not really sure if, I'm not really sure, like, if it would be, like, logical to, like, only give a $120 difference between a phone that has, like, a whole bunch of other, like, really big things, such as an all-screen OLED display, as opposed to a LCD display with big bezels and ultra-wide camera and other things. But however, on the other hand, $379 seems really cheap. So I really don't know what I would do with the iPhone SE 2022. So another thing I wanted to say is I really feel like the iPhone Plus model could sell well. I was gonna say, I mean, I heard rumors about like, I heard rumors that like Samsung is going to discontinue the discontinue the Plus model with the Galaxy S24 and with the Galaxy S24 next year. And I heard someone refer to like the Plus model as the awkward middle child, which I can kind of see how like that's kind of the case with the Plus model and the iPhone 14 Plus, but I really feel like I really feel like the Plus model could sell well, and I really feel like another thing they should do to like make the Plus model sell well, or in addition to not creating such a small gap between the Plus and the smaller Pro model, is to give the Plus model more features over the regular iPhone 15 model next year, and maybe even more I mean, naturally, the iPhone 15 Pro would still be the better feature overall, but maybe even like, or maybe even give the iPhone 15 Plus some advantages over the smaller iPhone 15 Pro as well. Anyways, or I was gonna say, or I really feel like if I haven't said it already, I really feel like Apple should implement this or this solution as soon as possible because as I said already, because as I said already, I really do not think it was a very smart idea at all to like make the Plus model only $100 less than a phone that's much better than it, and and its only real advantages over it are the bigger screen and bigger battery. Oh yeah, and landscape mode, which is and landscape mode in certain apps, which is something people don't really talk about. Anyways, in case I haven't said it already, I really feel like Apple should implement this solution like immediately. I feel like if I haven't said it already, I feel like it would have been a good idea to like implement it like whenever they announced the yellow iPhone 14 and 14 Plus. But however, I would definitely say like no day is a bad day to do it based off of like what I've said earlier about why or about why this isn't a good idea. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought about this just recently, but however, lately I've been spending a lot of downtime on my iPhone, and I feel like, and naturally, I haven't really been doing many other things. However, I realized earlier today that I really want to have like less downtime on my phone, so I can like make more YouTube videos. I really want to get into this, and I really hope to be posting some more. As usual, please leave some video ideas. I feel like, I feel like having video ideas would really help me. And anyways, I'll see y'all later. Bye.